Hi there. This video I wanted to make because I've had some thoughts come into mind and I really want to share with everyone to see if anybody else is, kind of seeing the same thing. It's titled Removing Your Parental Programming. So it came to me in a dream, and because I've been really looking at this, this whole thing about the simulated reality or virtual reality world that we live in, being kind of like a software program. And it fascinates me because I have pretty much my whole career been in software. Things you can do, you can't do, and outcomes that are pretty much always true or false unless it's something else, and then you go down this whole path. We are obviously all wired differently but similarly. So the reasons we could say that are similar are, our genes, our DNA that come down from our parents. And so without getting too far out there, I want to just leave this on the parents and how they affect our world. Just looking at every individual person. Every person has a parent. Through this dream I had, it said clearly to me that you get most of your traits from your mother. I don't know if it's true for a man, but as a woman, I feel I feel days that I have the parental programming from my mother. I feel very connected to her in traits that aren't mine, that I wouldn't necessarily have developed them unless they came to me from her. And so as I was thinking about it, and I wrote down this kind of short little phrase here that says, after I woke up, most of the traits come from the mother. It is all a balance. So what I meant by that is, like, you have good traits and bad traits, and you don't get to choose, I guess, necessarily what traits you're going to get. And so you end up with some bad ones, and that's just a balance that makes you and makes up the universe. So that you're not really faulting anyone there. Okay, of which we receive. If we have received traits that we don't like, what we need to do is replace them, like code, with other traits we like from our mother. As a fractal, we might be living a life with those traits we want in another dimension. So I have these traits, Number one is worry. So I listed the trait worry, and then right next to it I put the percentage that I feel like I worry. It's pretty high, it's at 80%. Then I have number two as fear, that's at 90%. Number three is anxiety, and I have 100% on that. Four is being weak, or the weak physically and mentally, I think I'm more or less saying at 80% there. And number five is religious, and I have about 20% trait left there. Out of the five, one of them I feel I'm very close to just disbelieving it and just becoming my own person, and reprogramming that. I've listed out another 5 traits that I like from my mom. Again, it's a balance. So these 5 here that my mom has, she's a good cook. She's a cook, so that's number 1. Number 2 is a gardener. She's an awesome gardener. Number 3 is a seamstress. She is so good at that. And number 4 is finances. And number 5 is listener. So I rated myself pretty low on all of these at about an average of 10%, not including the religious trait, obviously, because I think I'm going to conquer that one fine. Weak, worry, fear, and anxiety. And these are emotional traits, more or less. They're not like the ones that I listed, the traits that are like learning, like cooking. I would think that in her defense, she learned those traits and they were part of her experience. And maybe the weak worry, fear, anxiety came down from her mother to her, and then they passed down to me. So if anybody feels that I'm kind of, sounding like this could be something that could possibly be a thing, please let me know. I'm going to check back up in about a week or so. Hi there. I didn't want you to wait. So I made the video earlier to talk about the parental programming, and I'm going to be following through with some solution. When we talked about the parental programming traits that we get from our parents, or our mother mainly in my situation, you see them as programs that run your life. And these programs have been handed to you very easily through your childhood, and they're always there, so they are you. However, you can change them. And in the same way that we're looking at life as a program or a simulation, we're saying that you can create new things. And what you're going to be doing is adding these 3 steps and knowing your truth. So these 3 steps are very important, and they are your thoughts, your words, and your actions. And you've heard this before, I'm sure you have, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But we're basically adding an if statement. If you know a little bit about programming, you know that the if statement has a decision tree, so it can go somewhere else. So we're going to be adding that into our program, and with these 3 steps, you can make that new reality part of your life. So, what is your thoughts? Your thoughts are happening all the time, and that's your mind. That's your software. That's what you were given, and so we start there. And your thoughts are, what makes you you. So they're truthful. Your thoughts are the truth of who you are. And that's why they have to be so personal, because that's what's so deeply, truthfully you. And if you can control your thoughts and bring forth new thoughts that you want, then you have to start there. Then you have your words, or your spoken words, and that is the programming language of the matrix. I mean, that's what I can relate it to. And through words or through writing, as well as visuals. We have that, and then we have actions. And what is that? That's the execution, or in a program, it's executable, right? So you're doing this action. So here you have these steps that will get to the results that you want, or your outcome. And basically what I want to share when I talk about these 3 things is they have always been there, because if you are a religious person, I believe Jesus talked about this. I believe prayer is something that kind of brought in the spoken word, and through prayer or meditation, you were, asking for what you wanted, or what, for help. The thing is, when we bring back that simulation theory, they say that there are different dimensions and there are different layers. So basically, there is really already in existence something that you want to be. So it already exists. So basically, when I'm looking for, I have in a different dimension or a reality, I have it already. It's already there. So the other thing there is when I relate it to prayer or meditation even, sometimes you come through at a low vibration, and you have to change that to become that higher vibration. And the higher vibration brings up energy that you need to make it happen. I've heard somewhere that emotions are energy in motion. So your emotions are your fuel, right, for your energy. And controlling your thoughts allows you to, I believe, as well, control your emotions. Therefore, for instance, if you're always negative, which is again a lower vibration, you are not controlling your thoughts, because you can easily make a change and be positive, be thankful, be grateful, be mindful. These are the things that will help you with controlling your thoughts. Always, always, always make sure that you are in a grateful state of mind, because there are things that could be worse. Always remember that. How bad it is right now, it could be worse. So being grateful for where you stand right now, this second, is very important. Being mindful, of course, and then food, is, I'm just going to throw it out there, it's very important that you eat the right things. And to each his own, like basically, you know what you need for your body. So having the high vibration together with your truth of those three things will allow you to make the changes you need in your life and bring forth the manifested, actions that you want, or your results that you need. At the beginning of the year, at my house, we did like this visualization board, and we incorporated that I did with like a schedule of a daily schedule or a block schedule. So I'll put those in there as well. That's what I wanted to share. I'm really excited about this because it will eventually change my life, I know, and hopefully I can share it with other people and get them to, share their experience or share even thoughts about what they think they can add, or opinions are welcomed. I'm not at all I don't take offense to anything, really. Please. Okay, that's it. I appreciate you listening to this. I know it's a little long. I'm sorry, but thank you. See you guys later.